Welcome back. My name is Shajan, and today we're going to do the Kuta Software Infinite Algebra 1 Multi-Step Equations worksheet. You can go to Kuta Software and find this worksheet under the Algebra 1 tab and then under the Equations tab. So, number 1, it says solve each equation. So we have negative 20 equals negative 4x minus 6x. X is the variable we're trying to solve for. So, we're going to combine these like terms. So you have negative 4x and negative 6x. So we're going to subtract them. So you get negative 20 is equal to negative 4 minus 6, which is negative 10x. Now we're going to divide both sides by negative 10 since it's on the variable right now. That is what you have to divide by so you can get rid of that and the variable to one side. So when you divide both sides by negative 10, negative 10 over negative 10 cancels out. And negative 20 over negative 10 is 2. So you get x equals 2. Checking to make sure, does negative 20 equal negative 80 minus 12? Yes, it does. Negative 8 minus 12. It is negative 20 indeed. This next question says 6 equals 1 minus 2n plus 5. So we're going to solve for n. What do you notice? What I notice is we have terms you can combine. 1 and 5. So we can be left with 6 equals, now it's 1 plus 5. So the negative 2 is still going to stay as negative 2. And then 1 plus 5 is 6. Now we're going to subtract 6 from each side. 6 minus 6 is 0. And 6 minus 6 is 0. So what you see here, we have negative 2n equals 0. Now even if you try dividing both sides by negative 2, it's always going to be 0. So our final solution is n equals 0. You can go double check to make sure the n equals 0. Next one, 8x minus 2 equals negative 9 plus 7x. I'm going to do 2 steps at once. I'm going to subtract 7x from both sides, and I'm going to add 2 to both sides. So you get x is equal to negative 9 plus 2, which is negative 7. X is equal to negative 7. Next we have a plus 5 equals negative 5a plus 5. So let's subtract 5 from each side. That cancels out, so you can see that we get a subtract 5, so that cancels out. I'm also going to add 5a to both sides. So I'm going to have 6a plus 5 equals 5. If we subtract both sides by 5, you get 6a equals 0, so we automatically know that a is equal to 0. I'm going to do it over here, number 5. You have 4m minus 4 is equal to 4m. I'm going to start by subtracting 4m from both sides. So we get negative 4 is equal to, you don't have anything left on that side, so it's 0. What do you notice? We canceled out the variable, but you just have to we now have an untrue equation. -4 is not 0. So this one, we have no solution. So there's no no m value that you can plug in. It will make sense. Next one, we have p minus 1 equals 5p plus 3p minus 8. I'm going to combine like terms. So p minus 1 equals 5p plus 3p, which is 8p minus 8. Let's subtract p from both sides of the equation, giving us -1 equals 7p minus 8. Now let's add 8 to both sides of this equation. So -8 plus 8 is 0. And -1 plus 8 is 7. So you get 7 equals 7p. We can divide both sides by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1. And 7 divided by 7 is 1. So you get p equals 1. That is our solution in number 6. Next on this worksheet number 7, we have 5p minus 14 equals 8p plus 4. Let's subtract 5p from both sides of the equation, giving us -14 equals 3 times p plus 4. Now let's subtract 4 from both sides of this equation. 4 divided by 4 is 1. Sorry, 4 minus 4 is 0. And -14 minus 4 is -18. And still have our 3p left. Now you can divide both sides by 3, giving us p is equal to -6. That is our solution in number 7. Number 8, we have p minus 4 equals -9 plus p. Let's subtract p from both sides of this equation. So we get p minus p is 0 and p minus p is 0. So we're left with -4 equals -9. This is an untrue equation, so in this problem we have no solution. No solution is our answer in number 8. Number 9, we have parentheses. -8 equals a negative x plus 4. When you see a negative in front of a parentheses, it basically means -1 times that quantity. So it's basically -8 equals -1 times x plus 4. So we do that. It's going to be -8 equals -x minus 4. Now we're going to add 8 to both sides of this equation, getting us -x equals 4. Or -4, sorry. Yeah, -4. And now we're going to, so you have -x equals -4. So it's what you basically do, it's multiplying by -1. So we're going to take the opposite of -4, which is 4. So x equals 4. Let's test it. Does -8 equal -4 plus 4, which is -8? Yes. Number 10, we have 12 equals -4 times -6x minus 3. Let's distribute the parentheses. So 12 equals -4 times -6x is 24x. Minus 3 times -4 is plus 12. Now we can subtract 12 from both sides of this equation, giving us 0 equals 24x, giving us x equals 0. We can test this. 12 equals -4 times, so -6 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 3 is -3, and -3 times -4 is 12. That's our solution in number 10. Number 11, you have 14 equals -1 or negative times p minus 8. let's distribute. 14 equals negative p plus 8, or minus 8 times 9 is minus 1, which is 8. Let's subtract 8 from both sides of this equation, giving us 6 is equal to negative p. And now we can switch the signs, or multiply by negative 1, which is basically p equals negative 6. That is our solution in number 11. Next, we have negative of 7 minus 4x is equal to 9. Let's distribute that negative sign throughout the equation. Negative 7 plus 4x is equal to 9. Now, we can add 7 to both sides of this equation. Negative 7 plus 7 is 0, giving us 4x equals 9 plus 7 is 16. Let's divide both sides by 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1, and 16 divided by 4 is 4. So our solution is x equals 4. Now 13, negative 18 minus 8k equals 6 times 1 plus 3k. Let's distribute first, giving us negative 18 minus 6k equals 6 plus 3k times 6 is 18k. Now, let's add 6k to both sides of the equation. Give us negative 18 equals 6 plus 24k. And now we're going to subtract 6 from both sides of this equation. 6 minus 6 is 0, and negative 18 minus 6 is negative 24 equals 24k, giving us k equals a negative 1. So our negative 1 is a solution in number 13. Number 14, we have 5n plus 34 equals negative 2 times 1 minus 7n. Let's distribute this again. So 5n plus 34 equals negative 2 plus 14n. Now, let's subtract 5n from both sides of this equation. So 34 equals negative 2 plus 9n. Now, we're going to add 2 to each side, so we get 36 equals 9n. Now, we can divide both sides of this equation by 9. 36 divided by 9 is 4, so we get n equals 4. Now, let's move on to number 15. Number 15, we have 2 times 4x minus 3 minus 8 equals 4 plus 2x. Let's first distribute and combine like terms. Or you can divide both sides of the equation by 2, the entire thing. We'll distribute. So we have 8x minus 6 minus 8, or minus 6 minus 8 minus 14 equals 4 plus 2x. So now, we're going to subtract 2x from both sides. Give us 6x equals 14 plus 4, which is 18. Giving us x equals 3. Now, this next problem, we have 3n minus 5 equals to negative 8 times 6 plus 5n. Let's distribute. So 3n minus 5 equals negative 48 minus 40n. Now we can add 40n to both sides, giving us 43n is equal to, now let's add 5 to both sides, give us negative 48 plus 5, which is negative 43. Now we get n equals negative 1. Negative 1 is our solution in number 16. Now, please subscribe to my channel as we finish these last 4 problems on this worksheet. All likes and subscriptions are very helpful. Now we have negative of 1 plus 7x minus 6 times negative 7 minus x is equal to 36. Let's distribute these nasty parentheses. negative 1 minus 7x. So minus 6 times minus 7 is plus 42. And negative x times negative 6 is a positive 6x equals 36. Now we can combine like terms. So negative 6x plus negative 7x is negative x. And negative 1 plus 42 is a positive 41 equals 36. Let's subtract 41 from each side of this equation, giving us negative x equals negative 5. Now we can multiply by negative 1 or switch the signs, which is x equals 5. X equals 5 is our solution in number 17. Number 18, we have negative 3 times 4x plus 3 plus 4 times 6x plus 1 equals 43. Let's distribute. Negative 12x minus 9 plus 24x plus 4 equals 43. Now we get 12x minus 5 equals 43. Let's add 5 to both sides of this equation, giving us 12x equals 48. Now we can divide both sides by 12, giving us x equals 4. Now, moving on to our last two problems, we have 24a minus 22 equals negative 4 times 1 minus 6a. Let's distribute to get 24a minus 22 equals negative 4 plus 24a. Now, let's combine like terms. 24a plus 24a is 48a. Now, never mind, not 48a, because you notice there's an equal sign, so we're going to subtract 24a from both sides. 24a minus 24a is 0, and 24a minus 24a is 0. We notice we have negative 22 is equal to negative 4. That is not correct, so we have no solution. So our solution in number 19 is no solution. And last problem, number 20. Before I move on to this problem, if you have not subscribed and liked, then please do so now. So you have negative 5 times 1 minus 5x plus 5 times negative 8x minus 2 equals negative 4x minus 8x. Let's distribute these parentheses. Negative 5. Negative 5x times 5 is a positive 25x, plus 5 times negative 8x is negative 40, or minus 40x is the same thing. And a negative 2 times 5 is minus 10, which is equal to negative 4x minus 8x is the same as negative 12x. Let's combine all these like terms. 25x minus 40x is negative 15x. Negative 5 minus 10 is negative 15 equals negative 12x. Now let's add 12x, or you can add 15x. So let's add 12x to both sides. Actually, you know what? I'll add 15x. So negative 12x plus 15x is 3x equals negative 15. We can divide both sides by 3. The 3 will cancel out, and negative 15 divided by 3 is negative 5. So our last answer in our problem of this entire worksheet is x equals negative 5. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it helped you a lot. If it did, please subscribe and like. Thank you and peace out. Have a good day.